Very good morning. This presentation is brought to you by Resonate International with a mission to leverage knowledge worldwide. The topic being covered is communication. When consciousness becomes energy in motion. Ladies and gentlemen, communication is usually understood as the exchange of information, yet lived experience reveals something far deeper. Communication is the movement of consciousness from one inner state to another. Words are only the visible surface of this movement. Every interaction, spoken or silent, carries an energetic signature. Long before meaning is processed, the human system senses coherence or disturbance. The listener does not merely hear, the listener receives, and what is received subtly shapes perception, mental response, and behavior. Modern science now confirms what ancient wisdom understood intuitively. Communication is not merely informational, it is energetic, relational, and transformational. Physics establishes that nothing in existence is static. Everything vibrates. Sound itself is vibration, and speech is organized sound shaped by intention. This makes communication inherently powerful. It always transfers energy, whether consciously or unconsciously. Neuroscience adds another layer of clarity. Studies on mirror neurons and emotional contagion show that the internal state of one person influences the neurological and emotional state of another. When calm, coherence, and authenticity are present, the receiver's nervous system stabilizes. The mind becomes receptive rather than defensive. From this state, responses become thoughtful instead of reactive. This explains a fundamental truth of human interaction. People respond less to words and more to the state from which the words arise. Positive energy received by a listener gently reshapes inner orientation. It reduces resistance, softens judgment, and expands perspective. Behavior then changes naturally, not through persuasion but through alignment. This is why certain voices are remembered long after their words fade. At the center of this phenomena lies intention. Words are vehicles. Intention is the engine. The same sentence carried by different inner states produces entirely different effects. Contemporary research on coherence and biofield interactions suggests that intention subtly influences emotional and physiological responses. Ancient wisdom articulated this long ago. Speech aligned with truth carries vital force, while speech driven by ego dissipates energy. Practice becomes essential here, but not the practice of perfect phrasing. It is the practice of inner observation, observing whether words arise from clarity or compulsion, observing emotional speed, observing the urge to fill silence. Through such awareness, communication sheds excess effort and becomes naturally precise. Patience then emerges not as restraint but as stability. Silence is no longer awkward, it becomes supportive. Science recognizes silence as allowing neural integration. Wisdom recognizes it as preserving truth. Silence in this sense is not absence of communication. It is communication at its highest refinement. As alignment deepens, communication transforms into communion. There is resonance rather than persuasion. Understanding arises without force. Even disagreement expressed from coherence does not agitate, it clarifies. Inner coherence is the silent source behind all of this. When thought, emotion, and intention are aligned, an inner luminosity appears like a steady sun that neither flickers nor strains. From this inner coherence, positive energy flows automatically into speech, gesture, and presence. Nothing needs to be added. Nothing needs to be performed. Such communication feels simple yet leaves a lasting imprint. It influences without disturbance and guides without dominance. What's the way forward? The future of meaningful communication does not lie in sharper language, louder expression, or strategic framing. It lies in inner refinement. As individuals, leaders, educators, and institutions cultivate alignment, patience, and coherence, communication becomes self-regulating. It shifts from being a tool of influence to an ethical responsibility of energy transmission. When consciousness is aligned, communication uplifts by its very presence. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, communication is not merely something one does. It is something one radiates. When inner coherence is established, positive energy flows effortlessly into every interaction. Words then carry weight without force, clarity without sharpness, and influence without disturbance. Such communication stands beyond time, scientifically grounded, experientially verified, and universally human. It is not mastered through language alone, but realized through awareness. In the revealed Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna offers timeless confirmation. Speech that is truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and does not agitate the mind. Such speech is called discipline of words. Austerity of speech is speaking words that are truthful, unoffending, pleasing, and beneficial for the listener. Truth should be spoken in a way that it is pleasing to others, not injurious. Untruth, though it may be pleasant, should never be spoken. This is the eternal path of morality and dharma. Good luck, best wishes, and God bless.